Calling Silat from the red corner.
So we're into our next event, and just as Ross took you through it, it's going to be Vuwan KIEN of Vietnam facing off with MOHAMMAD HAZIM bin Amzad of Malaysia. This is the senior match, male C. It is our first, well, contact event of the day. We've got through our first two artistic events, and it's going to be interesting, of course, to see this. A few bits and bobs that I've learned with Ross, and I'm going to share that with you as well. Now, the first thing first is, you know, Ross very clearly told us yesterday that if an athlete is injured, you cannot have contact even with your own coaches to basically touch up a wound or a scrape. Am I right about that, Ross?
Yeah.
The rules stipulate that it's only the medical team that can handle that.
Yeah. Anything happen, at any time, the coaches are not allowed to touch the athlete. They only allowed to talk to the athlete or touch the athlete during the interval break. After that, no more.
Absolutely, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing the official, of course, has made that very clear today as well.
She reminded all those around him.
True. So warning from the referee to both the lads.
Ask them to fight.
Yeah, to say, what exactly are you boys doing here?
It is 10 seconds.
A 10-second count. There has to be some form of contact. Yeah, even that would do.
Yeah.
Did see him in action yesterday, Vuwan KIEN.
Yeah.
He's quite a strong contender.
Yeah.
Very, very focused. MOHAMMAD HAZIM himself is, well, no pushover.
Yeah.
He was at his best yesterday with his pace. I'm always amazed with athletes who actually are on one foot, and yet it becomes difficult to drop them.
Yeah.
How grounded and how strong is that other foot rooted to, you know?
Oh.
That's what I mean. That's a counter drop.
Yeah, he won't fall down, yeah? His opponent went down.
I think Vuwan KIEN himself taken by surprise. MOHAMMAD HAZIM, we saw him in action yesterday, and he was, as we said, he was really quite the lad to watch in the contest.
This Vuwan KIEN is also very good, you know.
An excellent fighter.
Yeah.
An excellent fighter.
Yeah, you see?
He's strict.
Yeah.
He's tricky. He's got his...
This grappling is the new rules. Many old athletes cannot cope with this.
Because it wasn't allowed earlier.
Earlier, this is not allowed.
So it becomes a bit difficult for them to digest, I think. But I think in the end,
they will
come around to it. So it's turning out to be a very, very tough encounter here. Vuwan KIEN is up to 6 points. So at the end of round one, Team Vietnam on 6 and Malaysia on 3. So that's Vuwan KIEN leading, and it's due to that ineffective drop attempt from MOHAMMAD HAZIM. You know, towards the end of the round. But as we said, both are they're very smart athletes. They're both experienced contenders, and I'm sure there's a lot of time and energy and focus that's been spent on training on both sides of the fence here.
6-3. You see, those good athletes, their score is always this kind of score. You know. They will, you know, seize you up, look for opportunity. You know.
And if the scoring really does open up, it normally does in the third round.
Yeah.
Because then you've taken those first 2 rounds to actually learn, you know, the game plan of your opponent, the strengths. So as we get into round 2, this of course is our first contact event of the day, and it's a strong one. You're looking at 2 very strong athletes here.
Oh.
And the drop, this one of course will be checked on.
Yeah, we'll check on.
It becomes a bit difficult when you have a drop and a resulting counter drop. And you want to check who hit the turf first.
If he carry up the hand like that, he's asking the jury for help.
So the jury will now step in to have a look.
The jury is sitting all over the ring, right? So they have better eye view. If they want the VAR, they will request for the box. Okay, now the result is out. It's faster with the jury, you know. So
then with the VAR.
If this thing has to go to the VAR, then we have to wait.
So that was invalid,
Mm-hmm.
which I think rightfully so. A word there to Wu Van Kien.
To play inside the ring, he's standing outside.
I think there's a key thing, of course, that Mohammad Hazim has got to be careful about as well, and that's been his leg movement, those kicks.
Yeah,
he's been trapped more ways than one.
He get 3 points there.
So it's now
all.
They're on to 6 all.
Oh, he won't fall, is he?
Both athletes,
strong
difficult. It is a tough contest, just as we said earlier.
But I get the feeling, you know, the Vietnamese, he have a better grappling technique, you know.
And a little more of, I would say, a little more killer instinct there.
You see? I tell you, this is all illegal.
Very drop for the blue corner.
Well, he's certainly exploiting the legalities now.
now it's legal, you know.
So still tough game between these two lads. Very tough game.
For the red corner.
So 9 all.
You'll dispute. Vietnamese will always dispute. Yeah, I tell you right.
We're seeing the first card being raised there by our good friends from Vietnam.
Red drop. Red drop. Thank you.
So he's telling the VR to check. It is red drop, is not blue drop.
So the VR, of course, will confirm which of the two corners actually hit the turf.
Yeah. Because what I see, the old technique that Hazim is using, the old dropping, both of these can defend quite well, you know.
True.
But the grappling technique, the red corner, unable to defend well. So
because he's not used to it.
He's not used to it. So this blue corner, if he have a chance to grab, most likely the red will fall.
Oh, he's done it twice.
Yeah.
And successfully. No,
So,
he hasn't faltered.
he get advantage because his technique is more little than the red one. So the red one must not come too close to him.
And we've seen that Mohammad Hazim also has been caught out a couple of times by Wu Van Kien, especially with the leg. He's quick with his grab.
Yeah.
And
But you see the old technique. If you catch the leg, they have learned how to defend. You know? They learn years and years. That's why you see when the Vietnamese catch this red corner leg, he knows how to defend. He won't fall, you know.
True.
At least the technique of defending with this kind of drops.
But with grappling, he's pulled it off successfully twice.
Grappling, see, the blue one fall first, right? You can see. So those fall first, drop. He give the
Very drop for the blue corner.
Oh, I see it differently.
Even I see it differently.
Yeah,
so
I see is the blue drop.
I saw the blue drop first. So that's a tad bit of a problem there now, because Wu Van Kien is on 12 points, Mohammad Hazim on 6. And now it's up to 15. There's definitely going to be a dispute for this one.
No, I don't understand. It's become because you see the VAR, I see the VAR.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
The judges see something that we don't, Ross.
For the blue corner.
And the blue corner's points are just growing.
Yeah. Is that again?
Very drop for the blue corner.
Well, this is certainly now looking to be like it's turning the tide, and you know, Team Vietnam is
opening.
Is really on the front
The
foot.
gap is opening.
18-6. That's a big amount.
Yeah.
From where we started off.
Please state your
She should have dispute the other one, you know.
Merah
True.
menjatuhkan biru. Sebab apa? Mula-mula memang biru yang menarik merah, tapi selepas itu merah menarik lagi sekali biru.
But this one is the other.
Counter.
Counter.
thank you.
Yeah, we saw the blue one touch the bat first, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we're not professional in this. they are the
Maybe there's a part of the gi of the red one that touched the surface first, and we didn't notice that. It's actually a very, very tough call, even manning the VAR, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
It's high stress. I say yesterday, you cannot please these two guys, you know.
And there's no, if you notice, it's not goal line technology where you have that, you know, point of contact and the spark going off that shows you the impact. Here, it is also dependent on the human eye too.
Yeah, if you give it to the red corner, the blue corner will not satisfied. You give it to the blue corner, the red corner will not satisfied.
True, absolutely
So
true.
it's a no win game for the VAR.
And in the kindest way possible, in the boxes we have protesters. So it's been an exciting time for us, and just in case you ever believed and you thought to yourself that you know, Pencak Silat was meant for artistic reasons, let me tell you this: it's not for the weak-hearted. This is a sport which embodies not just culture and tradition, and you know, the highest form of discipline, but there's also an artistic element to even the sparring matches. Now here we're getting a look at what exactly happened.
He was not talking about this one. She was talking about the other one. But now, because it's over, the process is over one more side, you know. I don't. What is this?
We've got to have a refresher course in this, Ross.
You know, the fella give tick for the red, right?
Red.
So actually red win, right? Because you
Yeah.
tick for the red.
And there's no points change.
Yeah, but he give the point to the blue. Right, because the VR carries
The red. The red.
tick, red
It
tick,
should
right?
actually be 15-9 to be
Yeah.
precise.
Because if you carry red tick, that means red
There should be a change.
red get the point, right? Now he give the like this.
Very drop for the red
Because
corner.
the VR carry red tick, you know.
There should have been a points change.
Yeah. Lucky the coaches are aware.
Would have just been unfortunate for Mohammad Hazim. He's still 5 points behind. So that's the end of round 2. And it stands at KIEN on 17, Mohammad Hazim bin Hamzat on 12. Still a 5-point difference, and it's just that those early moves in round 2 that made all the difference, where there were a couple of drops and they all swung in favor of KIEN.
Yeah. But I still feel that this KIEN, she
Has got the edge.
Yeah, they get the advantage, you know? Because of the new technique, he's more well versed.
We've noticed one thing that's happened right through, you know, each nation and each club, of course, brings their own particular style of Silat and the way they conduct themselves during a contest like this. But I've noticed one common thread that's been there with the Vietnamese athletes is they do not like to take the first step. They like to wait.
They like to wait, yeah.
And they like to then counter your move after you've decided to throw one, which is a very different style, because normally a lot of the Singapore athletes like to go straight out. They like to first at least have the first shot, you know, and that's quite interesting, because I've seen it's been a common thread between all the Vietnamese athletes in this contest.
You see the pull again?
Belly drop for the red corner.
We really need to have a chat with the scorers later on.
So yeah, he carried the card. So now the Vietnamese
Red
finishes
drop.
card.
Red drop. Red drop. Thank you.
But that one is the third round. Sheikh is below already.
Round 3?
Yeah, Sheikh Alauddin is below already. Yeah.
I must say one thing. I was actually having a chat with you know, Sheikh Alauddin earlier, and I was just telling him he's come all dressed today, looking as dapper as ever.
Yeah, I say.
It's the closing ceremony. It's a big one for him as well.
You see.
He's had to step in a couple of times actually in the last 3 days.
Because no, everybody is learning, you know. So they are try to make as minimum mistake as possible. You know?
And I do believe that the Silat Federation is also trying to accommodate, knowing that those changes are, you know, new.
So if any mistake we make, we learn from it, we improve and improve. Because people trying to learn from us. Oh, that is the one. You see, he dropped first, then the red drop.
Yeah.
You see, he give over there. I don't know whether she understand
the drop or not.
I don't know. Because the VAR, once the decision come out, you cannot overturn.
You cannot.
You must
Absolutely.
Belly drop for the blue corner.
So 2012, this is beginning to look like a bit of a tough ask now for MOHAMMAD HAZIM. As we said, both wonderful athletes, but I think very wisely pointed out by Roz earlier was KIEN. He just had that slight edge, and something that we might see. He's persistent as can be.
Yeah.
Absolutely persistent.
Belly drop for the blue corner.
His drops have been very effective, and you're absolutely right. He has exploited that grappling angle time and again.
Once you contact, you will push. You see?
And MOHAMMAD HAZIM hasn't been able to counter that either.
Yeah.
So here's the interesting bit when you talk about, you know, athletes and they keep on doing the same move and getting the same points. It's also left to the opponent, of course, to read from that and then avoid throwing yourself into that trap.
That's right.
But here's the interesting bit about KIEN. He doesn't repeat it immediately. He takes his time before he can...
He waits for your mistake.
Yeah, seek out an opportunity, and that's what he does. Was there a hit to the face?
You see, if there's the hit on the face, you cannot count, because you must check the
Verification
valid hit or
for
not.
violation.
If valid hit to the face, you count, then he is at a disadvantage because he's being hit in the face. You still count it out.
Yeah, you can't, absolutely not. So they do have to check on his fitness, and we do hope that he's all right.
If a direct hit, then you must penalize the red, not counting out. Yeah, that's why you must verify the thing first. If there's no doubt that it is a valid attack to the vest, then this blue cannot wake up. Then you count because it is varied attack. You know,
True.
you can count it up because he is receiving a varied attack. He cannot wake up. You count him out, right?
Yeah.
If
So
now he is being hit at the face. He drop. You count it out. He get an illegal blow to the face. You count it out.
you can't do that. So
You
now,
can't do that, yeah.
now they're going to check in on Would they check in? The VAR.
Yeah. You see?
Warning one for Silat from the red corner.
So you see what I mean? If just now he count the Silat out, the Silat lost the game. It's injustice to the Silat.
True.
Yeah.
And in which case, of course, it's a real injury, so he has to get the benefit of that. So a bit unfortunate here for Mohammed Hazim. He pretty much looks like he's almost out of it, Ross.
Yeah.
It's 24-9. Round 3, we are into our last 60 seconds. Very big ask.
I tell you, the Vietnamese guys, they are lead this much. It's very difficult for you to steal point from them.
And
Their
he's
defensive work are good.
extremely focused.
Yeah. You see the way this red grab and the blue one.
Belly drop for the
one
blue corner.
will, you know, turn you to the side, grab you, and it's not like you go down. You go down means you down.
It's been difficult for Mohammed Hazim to actually counter him. But I'd say it's pretty much done and dusted here. But you know, into our last 25 seconds, KIEN on 27. That's a massive lead. It's 16 points ahead of Mohammed Hazim.
If he get deducted point again, that means it's over.
Well, I'm sure that it's going
Verification for violation.
See?
Well, that could be another
for violation. Yeah. So he's asking the juries for verification.
Definitely not.
So there's no violation.
No violation.
Yeah.
Tough year for Team Malaysia. I'm sure that the Vietnamese contingent would be very proud of KIEN's efforts.
Now they got it.
It's taken a good bit of time. A little too late, I'd say.
Belly drop for the red corner.
So 16 points. Still got 11 more if he has to catch up. Time's running out. We're into our last 6 seconds. So a very clear win here for KIEN with 33 points. And you did point out that he had the edge, and that's shown actually. So Ross is going to take us to the results of this one.
Putra kelas C dimenangi oleh KIEN daripada Vietnam.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner
Menewaskan
from the blue
Muhammad
corner,
Hazim bin
Team
Hamzah dari
Vietnam.
Dengan itu Vietnam mempunyai emas dan Malaysia perak. So Vietnamese sticks to the new rules like fish in the water.
They've done very well to